For decades, we've been looking for the next big thing in medicine, right? Some holy grail of healing. But what if I told you the most powerful repair kit imaginable wasn't in some high-tech lab, but was already hidden inside every single one of us? Today, we're diving into the incredible discovery of Dr. Henry E. Young, a built-in healing system that could literally change everything we thought we knew about medicine.
But let's start with a question we all ask ourselves sooner or later. Why do our bodies wear down? Why do we get arthritis, heart disease, all these things that just seem like an inevitable part of getting older? Is it just a flaw in our design, or is there something bigger going on?
Well, the conventional answer has always pointed to our cells. And the problem, as science has seen it for a long time, is that our bodies are a kind of designed with a built-in, finite clock. So here's the deal. At the very heart of this is a kind of cellular timer. Most of the cells that make up our body, our tissues, our organs, are what you call telomerase negative. And what that means is they have a hard limit on how many times they can divide. For us humans, it's about 70 times. After that, they get old, they stop working right, and eventually they die. It's like a pre-programmed biological clock, just ticking away.
And this clock ticking down isn't just some abstract concept. It has very real, very painful consequences. Think about osteoarthritis. That's the slow, grinding breakdown of our joints over decades, all because the cells just can't keep up with repairs anymore. Or think about what happens after a heart attack. The damaged muscle can't regenerate, so it gets replaced by scar tissue that can't pump anything. That is our biological clock in action, and it leads directly to these degenerative diseases.
And the scale of this problem, it is absolutely staggering. Just cardiovascular diseases alone are responsible for 30% of all deaths worldwide. That's our biological clock at work on a massive global scale.
Okay, so that sounds pretty bleak, right? But what if that whole idea of a finite clock wasn't the whole story? What if our bodies had some kind of an override switch? Well, this is where a truly revolutionary discovery changes the game, revealing a hidden repair system.
Back in 1975, Dr. Henry E. Young found something incredible, a very, very rare population of cells scattered throughout our body's connective tissues. He named them adult telomerase-positive stem cells, or aTPSCs for short. And these are not just any old cells. They are basically the body's own master healing cells.
So, what makes these particular cells so incredibly special? What's their secret? Well, it turns out they're playing by a completely different set of rules than almost every other cell in your body. In a very real sense, they are biologically immortal.
The secret sauce, the big difference maker, is an enzyme called telomerase. Now remember how we said most of our cells are telomerase negative with that ticking clock? Well, aPSCs are telomerase positive. This enzyme acts like a little maintenance crew for our DNA, allowing these stem cells to divide over and over and over again without ever getting old. They basically have unlimited potential to create new, healthy cells.
And get this, it's not just one type of cell. Dr. Young actually figured out there are 8 distinct subcategories. They range from the incredibly tiny but all-powerful totipotent stem cells, which can become literally any cell in the body, all the way to more specialized cells that are already programmed to become things like muscle or bone or skin. It's like having a full construction crew on standby, ready to rebuild anything that breaks.
This chart really lays out the whole process perfectly. You can see it's a hierarchy, right? It starts with those most powerful, most primitive cells at the top. When they get called into action to, say, repair a muscle, they start to differentiate. But here's the crucial trade-off. As they specialize and go down this one-way path, they lose that telomerase enzyme. So the brand new cells they create are born with that finite 70-division clock, while the original stem cell reservoir stays immortal, ready for the next call.
Okay, so the science is just mind-blowing. But what does it actually mean for treating diseases? This is where we get to move out of the lab and into the real world, to see how we can literally rebuild the body from the inside.
Okay, check this out. Let's look at this amazing study on osteoarthritis. Researchers took these activated aTPSCs and used them to treat severely arthritic joints. But the subjects weren't just people. No, they included a German shepherd, a spectacled bear, and yes, even a Komodo dragon. This proves that we're talking about a fundamental biological system that works across species.
And the results? They were nothing short of remarkable. In just 1 month, every single subject, from the bear to the humans, showed significantly less pain and could move their damaged joints much more freely. The body's own repair kit was actually working.
The results in heart disease are, if anything, even more stunning. You had patients starting with a cardiac output that was dangerously low. We're talking 25% or even less. After treatment with their own aTPSCs, look at that jump. Their heart function increased by 20 to 45 percentage points. And these incredible results have been shown to last for over 12 years. Amazing.
So, you're probably wondering, how do we actually tap into this incredible power? Well, researchers have developed two really distinct ways to activate this internal repair system. Two paths to healing.
The first method is a clinical procedure called ex vivo activation. Ex vivo just means outside the body. It's pretty straightforward. First, the patient takes some specialized supplements, nutraceuticals, to get their body to make more of these aTPSCs. Then, another compound pushes those new cells into the bloodstream. From there, it's just a simple blood draw to collect them. They're activated in a lab, and finally, they're injected right back into the body where they're needed most, like a damaged knee or a failing heart.
But a clinical procedure like that isn't for everyone. So, a second, and maybe even more accessible approach was developed. It's called in situ activation, which just means in the original place. This method uses a powerful supplement pill, the combinatorial nutraceutical supplement pill, or CNSP. You just take a pill, and it activates your body's own aTPSCs internally, prompting them to go find and repair damage all on their own. No clinic, no injections needed.
And if you want to know just how powerful this in situ approach can be, listen to this story. There was a patient with severe heart failure, cardiac output below 10%. They were way too fragile to even consider the ex vivo procedure. But after just 6 months of taking the CNSP pill, their cardiac output shot up by more than 25%. The body just healed itself from the inside out.
This all brings us to a really powerful way to think about Dr. Young's work. It suggests that this holy grail we've all been searching for, it's not something we need to invent in a lab. It's this ancient, powerful telomerase-driven repair system that's been waiting inside us this whole time.
And that really leaves us with a final, provocative thought to chew on. As we search for more and more complex, high-tech cures, what if the most profound medicine of the future isn't something we create at all, but something we simply learn to unlock, the incredible potential that's already waiting inside our very own cells?